Well, how is functional health different from traditional medicine in managing illnesses?
Well, a traditional approach is let's have an annual visit with a physician that reviews a blood test in 10 or 15 minutes, makes a drug recommendation to address any issues that they feel need to be addressed. And that's really our medical system. And as a result, we start off with one or two drugs. And then by the time we're in our 60s and 70s, we're on multiple drugs. Partly,
yeah, that's my nightmare.
it should be everybody's
I've
nightmare.
never been on medication, and I don't ever want to be on it if I can help it.
You don't have to be if you become proactive with your health. The problem is that we have a reactive healthcare system. We're waiting on something like a disease condition sets in, and then we're going to react to it and try and manage it instead of being proactive, which is let's look at imbalances and correct them. Many times it's just lifestyle. Many times it's food. Sometimes it's a need for nutritional support, but it can be really simple.
So what role, like you diagnose people kind of with your WICO score? Is that what happens? How do you determine somebody's WICO score?
It's real simple.
And first, what does WICO stand for?
Well, WICO stands for Wellness Index Condition Optimal. And what we're trying to say is that just like you have a credit score, you have a wellness score. And what we're evaluating is the function of the body. So you have 15 key functions like liver, gallbladder, digestion, thyroid. These all are functioning to keep the body in a stable, healthy state. And when there is an imbalance in any of these functions, we're going to have issues. And many times why you can't lose weight, why you can't keep it off, why you have cholesterol, blood sugar, all these whys is because you have an imbalance in the function of the body. But our healthcare system really ignores those imbalances until there are serious disease conditions. So what we're trying to promote is find out those imbalances before they're a disease condition and try and correct them, many times with lifestyle, sometimes with diet, sometimes with supplements, but it is possible to correct them.
Okay. Now do you put people through, what does determining somebody's WICO score look like? Like I come into your office and I say, I would like my WICO score. How do you determine that?
We give you a code and you go to our WICO platform, you enter the code, you complete a symptoms questionnaire. We're looking at the symptoms that basically determine that score. It takes about 20 minutes. There's a lot of questions. People have a lot of symptoms, and we're analyzing those symptoms. The algorithm looks at those symptoms that you have and gives you a score, and that score matches the FICO number. So over 800 is good. As it goes down, it's bad. And that score is a function of how many severe, moderate, and mild conditions you have across these 15 functions of the body. So that's the first step, is let's just determine if you have a good score or a bad score. Let's determine how many severes and moderates you have from these 15 functions. And then we want to start analyzing and answering the questions of why do I have this imbalance? What happens if I ignore it? And how do I fix it?
So do you suggest people to fix it with diet or like with the lifestyle change? What do you mean by lifestyle changing?
Many of our lifestyle choices affects our health. Mm-hmm. We all know that we need good sleep.
Sleep. Yep.
Sleep is hugely important. We know that if we're eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of carbonated, sugary drinks, if we're overdoing it with a lot of sugary stuff, if we don't have a balanced diet, it's going to start affecting us. We are what we eat, basically. Now, you add to that the whole toxicity issue, and the stress issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it can really add up, and that's why everybody's so sick.
The toxicity issue, I saw this video. I was telling you about it before we recorded. I saw this video. It was a comedy video where this woman is going to make dinner, and she like takes the chicken out of the freezer, and she goes, and the voice in her head goes, I can't eat this. This is filled with like hormones and stuff. Yeah. And then she goes, okay, I'll just eat fruits and vegetables. And the voice in her head goes, oh, but this is filled with pesticides. And she goes, okay, I'll just drink this water. out of this plastic bottle. Wait a minute, it's in plastic. I can't drink this. She goes, okay, well, maybe I'll just breathe. And she goes, there's so much pollutants in the air. I can't even breathe. So how do you, everything can kill you out there. And it's kind of stresses me out sometimes where I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, am I really filtering out my water with this filter? Am I getting the best experience I can out of life by the stuff I'm putting out in my body? How do I optimize that?
Well, the sad truth is it's all that's true, and it's very difficult to be clean with your food and your air and your just environment, with all the toxicity that's going on. It's thousands of toxic chemicals out there in every aspect of our life. So the truth is that you can't be that pure. I mean, it's very difficult for the average person to just be very clean with all aspects of their life's experience. So what that means is that you just have to be a little bit proactive with your health in terms of trying to detox as much as possible and supporting when there is a problem in the imbalance of a function. Because that imbalance many times comes because of all of what you're talking about. But the good news is that it is possible to support the body to detox and do what they need to do to keep the healthiness for us. So, that's why what we do is so important, for people to get educated. That's the biggest challenge, is the education that society needs on how to stay healthy. And part of what we're doing is we're training healthcare practitioners to be functional medicine practitioners so they can help their patients along all of these issues that you're saying, so we can, again, be proactive instead of reactive.